how do we get our dua answered? The first precondition is rectify your wealth. Why is it that food and wealth and clothes is a prerequisite of dua? It doesn't necessarily, the food you eat and the dua you make, what is the connection here? The connection is that the food you eat results from the wealth that you earn. The wealth you earn is what you do every single day, all day, right? You wake up in the morning, where's the first place you head? You head to work. And you spend all day, and the bulk of your energy is spent at work. And how many days do you go to work? Every day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year. So you disobey Allah all that time? You are in constant, non-stop disobedience of Allah. So the morsel of food that is haram is a result of somebody who devotes his life to disobeying Allah. That's why your earning is the precondition of your dua. How are you going to come and ask me a question when you bother me every day? All day you wake up plotting against my plans. I have plans. And you all day work against my plans. You have the nerve now to ask me a question? No matter how desperate you look, the Prophet ﷺ said, رُبَّ أَشْعَثَ أَغْبَرَ. Perhaps there is a man. Imagine there is a man now. Dusty and disheveled. مَطْرُودٌ مِّنَ الْأَبْوَابِ. Rejected by people. Oh, you start feeling bad for him. He has nobody but Allah. رَافِعٌ يَدَيْهِ. He lifts his hands up. إِلَى السَّمَاءِ. Not here. Ibtihal, dua, like Sayyidina Musa, what we talked about, this is called dua al-ibtihal. This is a good dua. This is absolute desperation. يَقُولُ يَا رَبْ يَا رَبْ. The Prophet here has listed 4 reasons why your dua would be answered. You're dusty and disheveled. That means I'm a traveler, I'm away, I'm poor. You look pitiful. Someone would have sympathy for you. Rejected from people's homes, more sympathy for you. You're rejected. You put your hands up. That is one of the reasons Allah accepts dua, because you put your hands up. And another reason that Allah accepts your dua is you say, Ya Rab, Ya Rab. And Allah loves to hear His slaves say, Ya Rab, Ya Rab. And still His dua is not answered. Why? After all the reasons for dua are there. وَمَأْكَلُهُ حَرَامٌ وَمَلْبَسُهُ حَرَامٌ وَغُذِيَ بِالْحَرَامِ فَأَنَّا يُسْتَجَابُ لِذَلِكَ. Prophet ﷺ then said, his clothes is haram, he's nourished from haram, his wealth is haram, how is he going to receive an answer? When he says his wealth is haram, his food is haram, that doesn't mean he accidentally ate pork. It means his job, the way he earns his money, every day he wakes up, disobeys Allah, until the evening. Wakes up the next day, disobeys Allah until the evening. So you have to make sure your job is halal. What is the meaning of your job is halal? It means the essence of the job is halal. It doesn't mean that sometimes something haram comes up. The essence of the job. To give an example, I work at a grocer. As an example, working at a grocer is halal. One day out of 100, the grocer says to me, hey, I need you to leave off, forget the fruits and vegetables, I need you to go get that shipment of pork and put it on the shelves because your colleague is not here today. You need to do that job. So that is a job, essentially it's halal. I'm just working in fruits and vegetables. That request is haram. So you can keep that job, but just don't do what is haram. You just don't do that portion of it. Okay? That's the portion you don't do. In contrast, a liquor store. The entire essence of the business is haram. The essence of this transaction is haram. You say, hey, you're an electrician, right? Could you change the light bulb for me here? Go up there and change this big light bulb. I don't want you to touch the wine. Just change the light bulb. You can't do that. Why? You're contributing to something, the essence of it is forbidden. So you have to understand that's the nature of choosing a job. You don't choose a job or not based on what may happen. You choose on the essence of the job. Okay? A nurse, halal. But the moment they ask you to shut the door with another guy, that moment you have to avoid that as much as you can. Now what happens if I don't avoid it? Then you give some sadaqah, make istighfar, make tawbah, but you also have a brain, you have a tongue, you can talk, you go and tell the boss, I can't continue to do this. This was one time thing, it happened. I can't do it again. If you don't do that, then you've got a problem. And he says, no, this is part of your job description. Every Tuesday you're on pork. Then you say, okay, now I can't do this job. Okay. You go to the nurse's station. I knew a guy, he said he's training to be a masseuse. Massage therapy for like people who are injured and things like that. So he said, like, and where do you work? He said, I work in, like one of these places that they give physical therapy. I said, so 19-year-old girl with a groin injury, you doing the job? His dad started cracking up. But how could you not ask this question? I'm a massage therapist for injured athletes. There are no 70-year-old athletes. Every athlete is nice and physically fit. Okay? Every athlete is young. Okay? Who are you massaging? Okay? What body part is injured? Most athletics happens with legs and thighs and calves. What are you touching all day and all night like this? You better make your job halal, or else your dua is not going to be answered.